ಅನುದಿನ ಅನುಕ್ಷಣ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಹೊಸ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಹಾಕೋಣ ಸಂತಸದಿ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ.
Yes, sir. Yes, teacher. Present, ma'am.
Hello viewers, how are you? Now, again I am back with the third part of the lesson, Life in Banjarumalai. Now we are discussing lesson number 5 from the third language English, 10th standard. So dear children, already we have dealt the two parts of the lesson, Life in Banjarumalai, in our earlier episodes. In the first part, we dealt how it was difficult to reach this place, Banjarumalai, and how Banjarumalai is located or is nestling in the foothills of Western Ghats. And if you want to get accessibility to some other places like a nearby shop or school or primary health center, minimum you have to reach or minimum you have to cover around 20 to 25 kilometers. Really, it was a tough life for the people of Banjarumalai. And at the same time, it's a solace for them. We dealt those parts in our second part. Banjarumalai is blessed with flowing water, perennial water, almost 12 months a year. One side, the same waterfall prevents the people to reach that Banjarumalai. On the other side, the people, with the help of government and Shri Kshetra Dharmasala power project, they utilize that waterfall to make one power station for them. And now people, inspired by that power station, they have got individual power stations which would produce them around 1 kilowatts of electricity, so that they could use the electricity even during daytime. See that one side we know that the place Banjarumalai is totally remote from the rest of the world. At the same time, we also find some hopes among the people or in the village that they have got television sets, they have got mobile phones and telephonic connections, this and that. So now, in the third part, we shall look into how tough the life is there for the people of this Banjarumalai. Really, this is the visitor's paradise. People go there for different reasons. People enjoy the things around this Banjarumalai, but actually the life for the people is tough. The Banjarumalai people, they are facing a number of troubles, the problems, and they are looking at the government, they are looking at the leaders to come forward to help them, to assist them. So why the life is going to be tough for the people of this Banjarumalai? Now we shall go through in detail. See, the people of Banjarumalai are trying to get some facilities. See, that first one, power supply, and some of the houses they have the television sets, and one or two youths in the village they have the mobile phones, and some other families they have the other telephonic facilities. But still it is tough life for them. Still they want some more facilities. And what the facilities like this power supply, television sets or mobile phones have got, it is not common for all. Only few of them who are well off, who are rich, they are getting the use of these things, and others are not getting. Therefore, what is commonly required for the people, now we shall discuss. So we know that the people in this village, Banjarumalai, they are all belong to Malay Kudiyas tribe, and their main occupation is cultivation of the land, that too in the forest. So water problem is not there, but they face some other problems. The main occupation of the people in this village is cultivation of the land. They used to cultivate paddy then. Earlier, their main crop was paddy, which would support them for their life. But now they faced a problem, so they shifted here. See that earlier tribes, so their fathers and forefathers, they used to cultivate paddy in that area, and they got well versed with the agriculture. But the problem started. That's why we say the life is going to be tough for the people of this Banjaru Malay because of elephants, because of boars, because of buffaloes, wild buffaloes. So when they destroy the paddy by eating, if they got a very big loss, therefore immediately they shifted their pattern of agriculture from paddy to some commercial crops. So these elephants, now and then they enter the paddy field and they destroy, and every day night these wild boars they come, and now and then the buffaloes from the forest they enter and destroy the paddy. Therefore, every year the people of this Banjaru Malay, the farmers of this Banjaru Malay, they incur heavy loss. So one side basically they are poor people, other side they are not getting any benefit from them. At the same time, they are also facing the problem from these wild animals like elephants, boar, buffaloes. See, children, you might have observed in the newspaper, nowadays you are finding many wild animals like tiger and cheetah, they are entering the cities like Kodgu, then Mysore, and in the districts of Koppal, many people have become the victims of these wild animals. See, these people of Banjaru Malay, they stay among the forest only. In such place, it's very common that they face the problem because of these animals. So now the people have become wiser. They stopped cultivating this paddy, which would be often destroyed by these animals. So they shifted their cultivation pattern to areca nut, the betel nut, then coconut, rubber and banana. So these animals generally is boar and buffaloes, they do nothing with these banana plants and areca nut and coconut. They are not easily so destroyed. At the same time, the farmers they get a higher profit comparing to paddy if they cultivate this areca nut, coconut, rubber and banana. Therefore, they have got their own solution for the problem of this cultivation. Their main occupation is to cultivate the land. First they were cultivating paddy, but now they stopped cultivating paddy. The main reason for this, some wild animals like elephants, boar and buffaloes, often they come and they destroy the paddy by eating and by spoiling. Therefore, it is a big loss for the people of this Malay Kudiyas, the people of Banjaru Malay. So now they have become wiser, they have started cultivating some other commercial crops that would make them economically stronger, that would make them free from other tensions. So they have shifted to areca nut, coconut, rubber and banana. See that now they are cultivating plantation crops which give them more income and protection from animals' loss. So you are watching here wild boar. Generally wild boar, when they attack on the field, so they never come alone. They come in group, and in half an hour, 1 hour, they spoil the entire field. Therefore, the people now they have taken their own solution. Even the government has not come to their help. So the first problem for them was to protect their field from the wild animals. See, the people in this village, Banjaru Malay, they have their own demands. See, first of all, there is no road to reach this Banjaru Malay. In our earlier part, the first part, you studied how to reach this Banjaru Malay. So you have to take the turn at the ninth curve in Charmudi Ghat, and there you will get a village, Kakkinje, and from this Kakkinje you have to travel 9 kilometers, and it is a horrible journey of more than 1 hour to cover this 9 kilometers. So the major demand of the people is the road should be repaired and the road should be constructed to reach this Banjaru Malay very easily. The second one, we already know that the nearest primary health center is 25 kilometers away from this Banjaru Malay, and even if there is one primary health center, a doctor is not appointed. A doctor visited this primary health center 1 year ago. So after that, there is no facility for the doctor, there is no medical facility for the people, and if something happens to them during night or some other, then the only option is death and no other options are left with them. So a doctor should be appointed in this primary health center. This is the main demand of the people. After the road is appointment of doctor, and the government has to look after this. A doctor should be appointed in this primary health center to support them if they find any medical problems or the grievances. The third one is the biggest drawback for the people of this Banjarumalai is the waterfall. This is a perennial waterfall. So it flows continuously all 12 months of the year. And many a time, many people, they try to come to this Banjarumalai, but they returned off the way. It is because they couldn't cross this perennial river or the waterfall. So their major demand is a bridge should be constructed across this waterfall, across this small river or the stream, and that bridge should be suitable for vehicle movement, not for the people. So now there is one temporary bridge, and that bridge helps the people to walk over. But if somebody they want to come, all people they can't walk 9 kilometers by foot. It's difficult for them. So the people in this Banjarumalai, they don't have any other option than these demands. So all the people in this Banjarumalai, they want the good road, a good doctor, and a good bridge for the river to cross over. So these are some major demands of the people in this Banjarumalai. So this makes us know that how the life of these people is very tough, the tough going. A temporary bridge has been constructed now, but this is not suitable for the vehicles movement. So if there are no vehicles, then generally officials, leaders, politicians and representatives, they won't come and they won't visit this Banjarumalai place. So these are some major demands. First one, a road they wanted. Second one, they wanted one doctor for the primary health center. And the third one, they want a good bridge of all the time for the movement of the vehicles. See that a villager by name Lakshmana, when we asked him, then he claims that there is a problem that they don't get the daily newspaper because there are no good roads and there are no vehicle connectivity to this Banjarumalai. Then how this newspaper will come? If it wants to come, it should come by flying only. See that Lakshman, a villager in this Banjarumalai, he says there is a problem. The problem is of newspaper. Every day they are not getting the newspaper. If somebody goes to city and if they go to Beltangadi, main city, by traveling 30 kilometers, there they may find one newspaper, but every day they are not getting the newspaper, and he feels very happy also for that. See that what he says here with little ween, that we are not aware of happenings in the world, but still they are happy because we don't know anything what is happening, and we feel happy and we have adjusted our life with this. So villager, he feels very sorry for not getting the newspaper every day. See, there are no good roads, there is no connectivity, and other cities and good towns, they are almost away from this Banjarumalai, around 30 kilometers. So he feels very sorry for not getting the newspaper, and also he says here, still we are very happy because we don't understand what is happening around us. This is another problem for them. The first problem is of cultivation of paddy, and they got their own solution. Now they shifted paddy cultivation to some other commercial crops. The second one, they have some demands, and the third problem, they are not getting the daily newspaper to know the things. And another problem is, that is a problem of migration. See that some of the youths left the village. Why they have left the village? In the search of the greener pastures. So they wanted some more income, they wanted some secured life, they wanted some connectivity. Therefore, see, even in Banjarumalai also some mobile phones are there, handsets are there, but if they want the connectivity of internet, then they must climb the nearby hill. If they are lucky, they get the internet. If they are not lucky, they won't get it. So some of the youths, with this reason, they left the village, they left Banjarumalai forever, and they have gone in search of some good income, some good jobs, and good and secured life. See that a shocking fact is that any deputy commissioner, usually DCs, deputy commissioners, they visit each and every village in their jurisdiction. So any deputy commissioner has ever visited this village except for former DC S.K. Das. S.K. Das, he made an attempt to visit this village in 1983. So the first time, see that 30 years back in 1983, he made one attempt to visit, but he did not visit the village. See that so far, almost in the past 50 or 60 years, nobody has visited this Banjarumale. Again, the reason is there is no connectivity with the vehicles to reach this Banjarumale. Therefore, he says here a shocking fact. See that what happened, there was a funny thing when DC S.K. Das's visit was planned or the scheduled. See that one time District Commissioner S.K. Das made an attempt, but because of level of water in the river arose, so he went back. So they have to go back, and they failed. But the interesting thing here, the people, they set up a stage for the welcome of the DC, that they felt very happy. In 1983, DC S.K. Das, he planned, he scheduled one visit to this Banjarumale and to speak with the people of this village and to know their problems and to give them a good solution for their problems. And people were very happy, and they built one platform, the stage, and to welcome this DC. But unfortunately, DC couldn't make the visit because as the level of water rose in this during rainy season, he just went back. But still that place is known as DC Katte. There is one small raised platform in the village Banjarumale, and you are watching that in the picture here. So one small raised platform is there, and very recently some of the leaders have visited, and the people now also they call it as DC Katte. Katte means a platform of the stage. So they built a stage and to welcome and to arrange a function for this DC, because first time he made one attempt to visit in 1983. Still nobody has come, and that platform has become weaker and it is now about to ruin. See that Banjarumale, really a very beautiful place. It is a paradise for the visitors. It is like a paradise on the earth, and it welcomes visitors by the sweet sounds and the magnificent sights of the natural waterfall, birds and animals and everything. So really this is a beautiful place for the visitors, but in fact it is like a hell for the people, those who live in Banjarumale forever. So they face a number of problems, they face many difficulties in their life survival. But if somebody they go to this place for 1 day or 2 days, really they feel very happy. They enjoy a lot seeing these sights, seeing these sweet, listening to the sweet sounds and some sights of the natural waterfall, birds and animals and everything. So now our authorities, our representatives should make some arrangement for the people of this Banjarumale, and we should bring them to the mainstream by giving them minimum facilities like road facility, vehicle facility, newspaper facility, power facility, and even some doctors also. So dear children, this is all about the lesson, the life of Banjarumale. In the first part, you just studied how to reach that place. In the second part, you studied how they got solace from those difficulties. Again, in the third part, we have discussed what the problems they are facing. So there are so many beautiful waterfalls, they attract the visitors, but the problem is very, very serious. So here there is a fresh and very clean air. Here no vehicle runs, so no pollution, and it is the best place for the visitors. But to get necessary things, they have to go to Beltangadi, almost 10 kilometers from the main road. So when the villagers they walk 10 kilometers to main road, then they get bus to Beltangadi, and the Beltangadi is around 30 kilometers. So they visit Beltangadi once in a month or once in a week, and it is hard to travel that much of time for them. So they get the items what they require from there, and they survive the hard life. Dear children, now we shall go for the language items from this lesson, from this part, the life in the Banjarumale. See, you study the following sentences here. Raju saw a snake. He ran away. Two different and independent sentences are here. Please note down the sentence. Raju saw a snake. he ran away. And this sentence can be rewritten using as soon as. As soon as Raju saw a snake, as soon as Raju saw a snake, he ran away. You can write the same, you can combine the two sentences using as soon as. Now, as soon as sentence can also be written in another form, in the negative form. No sooner did Raju see a snake. See here, saw is past tense, you have to split that past tense. No sooner did Raju see a snake than he ran away. Not then it is, remember, this is than, T-H-A-N. No sooner did Raju see a snake than he ran away. We shall take another sentence here, study the following sentence. So, a sentence can be written using as soon as and no sooner than. So, two types of sentences can be written here. As soon as is positive and no sooner is negative construction. See that he opened the door of his flat. He opened the door of his flat and went in. So, now if you combine the two sentences here, he opened the door of his flat and went in. If you start the sentence with as soon as he opened the door of his flat, as soon as he opened the door of his flat, he went in. So, just have to put the comma, have to remove their and. Now, if you write the same sentence in no sooner pattern, no sooner did he open the door. See that opened has to be split in. No sooner did he open the door of his flat than he went in. No sooner did he open the door of his flat than he went in. Shall take another example. He saw me, he ran away immediately. So, two independent sentences are here. He saw me, he ran away immediately. Now, you have to combine these two sentences using as soon as and no sooner than. See that as soon as he saw me, he ran away immediately. As soon as he saw me, he ran away immediately. First you have to bring there as soon as, then you have to put the comma after the first sentence, then you have to write the second sentence as it is. Now, when you come to no sooner pattern, you have to make some changes here. No sooner did he see me. See that saw has to be split in did and see. No sooner did he see me than he ran away immediately. No sooner did he see me than he ran away immediately. Shall go to the next one here. The teacher entered the classroom. All the pupils stood up. The teacher entered the classroom. All the pupils stood up. Here two independent sentences here. One sentence is the teacher entered the classroom. And the other one is all the pupils stood up. See that as soon as the teacher entered the classroom, you have to write as soon as the teacher entered the classroom, then to put the comma, don't forget to put the comma here. As soon as the teacher entered the classroom, all the pupils stood up. Pupils means students. All the pupils stood up. See once again, as soon as the teacher entered the classroom, all the pupils stood up. Now come to no sooner pattern. When you come to no sooner, you have to split the word here. No sooner, you have to bring one helping verb immediately after the negation here. No sooner did the teacher enter the classroom. It is not entered again. No sooner did the teacher enter the classroom than all the pupils stood up. You should not forget to place here than. No sooner did the teacher enter the classroom than all the pupils stood up. See one more is here. The boy drinks the milk. Observe the present tense here. The boy drinks the milk. He goes to play. He goes to play. Two independent sentences, you have to join them, you have to combine them. As soon as the boy drinks the milk. As soon as the boy drinks the milk, he goes to play. The second part is here. No sooner does the boy drink the milk. You have to bring here does because it's present tense. So drinks has to be split into does and drink. No sooner does the boy drink the milk than he goes to play. So this is the way how you have to convert or combine sentence using as soon as and no sooner than. As soon as is a positive construction and no sooner than is the negative construction. If you start a sentence with no sooner, immediately you have to bring their helping verb. See that sentence once again. No sooner does the boy drink the milk than he goes to play. No sooner does the boy drink the milk than he goes to play. Dear children, now again you look at some other types of sentences here. Study the following sentence here. He is not intelligent. It is a negative sentence. He is not intelligent. He is not hard working. It is also negative sentence. Two negative sentences are here given. Both are independent sentences. He is not intelligent. He is not hard working. So both are negations here. If you want to combine this using neither nor or neither nor, both are accepted here. You can say this word Neither as neither, Neither as neither. So he is neither intelligent nor hard working. See that in the sentence not intelligent is there, you have to bring here neither intelligent, and another part not hard working is you have to bring there nor hard working. He is neither intelligent nor hard working. Shall take up another one here. So use of neither and nor, it is a negative construction and uses both the negative parts here. Again not will not come there. See that he has no friends, he has no foes. See, no friends and no enemies. He has no friends, he has no foes. Here no friends, no foes. Two negative words are here. You have to replace them with neither and nor. He has neither friends nor foes. He has neither friends nor foes. First no friends is there, to make it neither friends. No foes is there, to make it to nor foes. So neither and nor. See, one more is there. She is not happy with her parents. She is not happy with her parents. She is not happy with her friends. In both the places she is not happy. When she sat with her parents she is not happy. With her friends also she is not happy. So here not happy is there, that you have to bring into neither nor form here. She is neither happy with her parents. See that? She is neither happy with her parents, not with her friends, nor with her friends. This is how you have to convert a sentence from neither to nor. See, one more structure is here, that is of the transformation of sentences. There are four types of sentences. One is assertive, one is interrogative, one is imperative and exclamatory. Four types of sentences are here. So now here in this example you are converting exclamatory sentence into assertive sentence. See that the sentence is, what an intelligent boy he is. What an intelligent boy he is. So the sentence is ending with exclamation mark. Dear children, in our first episode we dealt with the punctuation marks. See that what an intelligent boy he is. Then he is a very intelligent boy. You have to restructure that. He is a very intelligent boy. See that a sentence can be rewritten from one pattern to another one. So exclamative to assertive we can make it. See that how horrible he is. So here how horrible he is. Generally exclamatory sentences, they begin with either what or how generally, and some exclamatory words like ha, ho, alas, ayyo, something. So how horrible he is. The exclamatory sentences are the sudden expressions of the statements. So you can make it he is very horrible, then put full point. So how horrible he is, it takes the exclamatory mark, and when you convert this one into assertive it becomes so he is very horrible. One more example, what a nice place it is. So Banjarumalai is a nice place. What a nice place it is. It is a very nice place. It is a very nice place. How horrible the animal is. If you take any animal like animal, this snake or elephant or lion, this and that, see how horrible the animal is. The animal is very horrible. Even you can delete very also, the animal is horrible or the animal is very horrible. In this way you have to practice. What a beautiful flower the rose is. What a beautiful flower the rose is. So we are exaggerating the beauty of the rose. The rose is very beautiful flower. So we have to bring here very beautiful, and you have to restructure. The rose is should be taken first. The rose is very beautiful flower. In this way, dear children, you practice more and more sentences and try to convert from one form to another one. You take the help of your teacher, you discuss with your friends, and you discuss with your seniors, and you refer good books, and you try to be learn and you learn all the things. We shall again meet in our next episode. Thank you and Anand, and have a nice day.
ಅನುದಿನ ಅನುಕ್ಷಣ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ, ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಹೊಸ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಹಾಕೋಣ, ಸಂತಸದಿ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ.
Yes, sir. Yes, teacher. Present, ma'am.